there, I'm Shar. Welcome back to my channel. This is a client personal reading, client number 5. Here we go. You have chosen the Light and Shadow Tarot by Brian Williams and Michael Gofford. Really, really cool deck. This is what the back of it looks like. So here we are. First of all, thank you for letting me do this for you. I am super duper excited, and yay, we were able to do this right away. So here we go. You had asked specifically about love coming into your life. So I pulled out the Witch's Tarot cards for this one because I really like her descriptions that go along with her cards. And sure enough, the Knight of Wands came out here. Okay, now when I do your reading, we'll get closer up with the cards here. So just what she has to say about the Knight of Wands and how it pertains to a person is, you know, kind of a younger, maybe a little bit of a immature, but not quite childish sort of thing. So it says here that this court card may also announce that an energetic, fiery, opinionated, and enthusiastic young man with fair hair and pale eyes is about to enter your life. So be on your toes. Okay, so that's pretty descriptive about, and it was kind of crazy because the Knight came out right away for me. The Knight of Wands challenges to embrace change, have an adventure, and enjoy the journey. So whether or not it's somebody that you know, if you know somebody of that description, or if you are crushing on somebody, let them know, because that might be it. If you know somebody that fits that description, it could be somebody new, which is part of that going out and being on that adventure. So there we go with that little tidbit. Oh, there's the Knight of Wands. So the reason I asked for your birthday is because it is a life lesson number, and your life lesson is a 27-9. So we'll get into that in just a little bit here. I'm just going to shuffle up these cards for you, and let's get on to your 3-card spread here. We have used these cards in the live stream, so they may look a little bit familiar. Very awesome artwork in these cards. Oops. And I'll pull you in so that you can have a look as they happen. So welcome to the studio. Here we are. Oops, hanging out. It's a very big deck. So it is a little bit awkward to shuffle, but this is great. I had a feeling you're going to pick these cards, actually. So I got the 4 of Wands that have come up with the Wheel of Fortune there. Ooh. So with the Wheel of Fortune on the underside, there's anything that can happen in there. These cards are really quite spectacular. Okay, for starters, here is a look at your Knight of Wands. There's a handsome fellow riding in there, the sunset going on in the background. So there's your Knight of Wands. Now for the 3-card spread, here's the 4 of Wands. And it's funny that Wands are happening right now. Because your life lesson number, which is your birth date, is under the Wands for the tarot cards. It corresponds with the Ace of Wands. So you're a 27-9. I'll give you a brief description of that after. But that's also a fire sign. So with the Knight of Wands there coming up, it's going to be somebody that you can really, really relate to. Okay? But with this Four of Wands, there's going to be a union. So yeah, there's going to be a celebration of coming together. A lovely bridge is there. So there's not going to be any obstacles coming in with that Four of Wands. So the meaning here is harvest, completion, and consummation, with the satisfying high point of the cycle of planting and planning, reaping and completing, social ritual, rite of passage, ceremonial celebration. So bridging differences, crossing from the past to the future, and progressing to a new stage, which also talks about like once a project is finished, a new one is started, moving on to the next step of things, or actually like maturing in life. So with this card that came out, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Look at how spectacular that card is. It's absolutely fantastic. And I love this card, part of the Major Arcana. It is literally one of my favorite cards of the whole decks, consistently. Anything can happen. The Wheel of Fortune is just like anything can happen. There's so many things going on in that circle. And remember, it's a circle of life. So what goes around and around and around, right? So what goes up comes down. It goes around in that circle. We have animals on both ends of it. There's a figure laying across it with some swords in there. Just amazing artwork in this deck. So the Wheel of Fortune announces the presence of success, luck, and good fortune. But sometimes bad fortune, like we talked about with that going around in the circle there. We keep in mind her power to toss us high or cast us down. She admonishes us to take advantage of good fortune, to seize the day, and to move resolutely and promptly. She advises us also to remember the still center of her wheel, away from the dizzying fringe. So having a focus on that one thing is going to help to bring that success around. But it doesn't matter right now. Everything is looking up, like everything is going as it should. And the Wheel of Fortune comes in just to play its little... There's so much possibility and potential out there, right? We dance to the tune played by Fortune, but we can learn to take her vagaries with equanimity. Most of all, her appearance announces the presence of happy happenstance in our lives. So when the wheel comes about, it really is just the Wheel of Fortune. Anything is possible. And with the Four of Wands, the four being one of your cards, the wands being one of your, the suit under your birth date number, that's fantastic. Just fantastic. So everything's like lining up right now. Successes are being had, and you know what? Projects come to completion, moving on to the next step of things. Okay, so here we are on to the next card. That Four of Wands is just lovely. Nice celebration. Pillars, very sturdy. All right, here we go. Let's find you the next card. Oh, we've got the Justice card there. And the Fool. Oh, how interesting. This is awesome. Okay. All right. So here we are with the Justice card, number 8. Oh, they're so fantastic. Fantastic. So finding balance. There will be, this could also pertain to like literal justice, legal matters. But really, it's about the balance. If you look at her, she's got these two wonderful scales going on here. It's the crane or the pelican that she's got up there. And she's just balancing them up above her head. Great balance and great confidence in that. And she's got a sword on her person. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Fool card. This card, you know, we've got the Fool card came up today in that live stream. And there's lots and lots going on. Lots of new beginnings. So... that is a great card to come up in the reading, you know, especially with that project here, the number 4, with this project coming into end with anything happening with these two here, having that balance and starting out that new journey. These are great cards to have in the middle of this. So, and this still could be pertaining to that Knight of Wands, and it could be pertaining to what's going on in 2020. Okay, let's get on to these next cards. Oh, Justice and the Fool. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What are we at? 8 and 0. There we go. It's funny how these are coming out 2 by 2. That's why when we were chatting in the email there, it's like generally a 3-card spread. But we'll get on to this next pile. Alright, here we go with this last couple of them in here. Then we'll have a close-up look at them. These cards are so beautiful. Oh, that Fool card is just fantastic. He's stepping there, and there's like an alligator mouth and a monkey holding him back. Like a monkey holding one foot, and he's stepping out without really watching where that step is going. And there's an alligator open, or a crocodile, whatever it is. Reminding, just watching steps, but keeping grounded. The Fool on the Journey is so much fun, especially when we're talking about like plans or advice or anything for the new year. Like once that project's complete, really set goals. Obviously what you're doing is working, and looking for a mentor on the outside of things to get it ramped up to the next level. That could be what's in store for you this next year. And very, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Let's see what these guys have to say. Oh, again, we've got twos. 2 came in. So the 5 of Cups came up. And then underneath with that, we've got the King of Wands. So here's the 5 of Cups. And with this 5 of Cups, there are 3 that are spilled over, but there are still 2 cups that are full there. So while not everything might be, not everything is for everyone, but giving things a try and being willing to fail at some things is really necessary to grow outside of our comfort zones and expand in other ways that we didn't necessarily think possible. So while it looks kind of like a defeating card, it really isn't. It's just reminding us that, hey, there's still 2 cups that are full. The King of Wands here, he looks kind of fierce in this, and again, here we are with the Wands. In this card here, we're on a charging horse, and he's got a light, a wand of light, of fire right there that's got his blooming leaves on it. So sometimes kings and queens talk about maternal and paternal instincts. Are we being paternal or maternal enough with ourselves? Are we providing enough strictness in the environment around us to get what we need to do done? So just kind of brief overviews of what those 2 cards mean. Now let's have a look and see a little close-up of these cards so you can feel what they're all about. Okay, so on the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles talks about the mastery of the craft, working on your craft, working on your talent, and practice, 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 and keep learning, learning, learning about it. Being the apprentice and forever the student, and working towards mastery. You know, when you're doing the thing that you love, you do it daily, right? You practice it, so you become better at it. So the 8 of Pentacles just talks about that. So that's really cool to see that on the bottom end. So I think this is what we're talking about for any advice for the next year that you had asked about. So here's a look at the full spread with the Knight of Wands going on here. The 4 of Wands coming with the Wheel of Fortune. The number 8 Justice coming in with the Fool. Number 5 Cups coming in with the King of Wands. So having a closer look at these cards here, just so that you can have a chance to appreciate the beautiful, beautiful artwork in these. There's a reason you chose these cards. So in the book, these guys are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. In the book, they give a little prose, and they also give a meaning. So with their meaning in the book, justice bestows her even-handed boon of equilibrium, fairness, and balance. She fosters calm and stability in the troubled soul, permitting us to weigh and evaluate our internal contesting forces. Human law is an aspiration towards divine justice, an attempt to protect the weak and constrain the powerful.
justice miscarried, though, wounds individuals and the body politic. We all must strive to create justice in our lives and support Lady Justice. So falling into place with that would be the Fool card. See what I mean about that alligator and going in? So just finding balance going out on that start of that journey. Who am I? All of those who follow, combined light and shadow evolving. Mind that though I am everything, I am nothing but a fool. The Fool is a youthful, joyous figure who dances through life and charges forward. Enjoy yourself fully. Embrace celebration, vitality, folly, impulsiveness, and foolhardy-heartedness, but conversely the willingness to take risks. Taking a chance, springing unafraid into the future. Setting off on a new adventure. A catalyst for change, shaking up old habits and the settled order. The Fool steps into void, into danger, but may he land on his feet or may be carried away on wings of inspiration, for his eyes are on the stars. On the stars. The Fool prompts impulsive wanderings and sudden whims, but because his soul looks toward the highest good, he brings to us inspiration and joy. So, and that working on the craft, bringing inspiration and joy. So there's the middle cards and the book explanation. So with this, the Five of Cups have come up. And it does look quite like a desolate card, but these three have spilt over, and that's okay. We still have two full ones here. There's a beautiful butterfly on the grass, and there's a caterpillar growing. So there's a lot of life going on in this. Not everything is in despair. Don't be afraid to fail with this. Sometimes people worry too hard about failure, or putting your heart into it too much. So let's look up the Five of Cups here. So the meaning, according to the book, is distress, setback, unnecessary uncertainty, worry, a lack of resolve. Current sadness may be redeemed in the future. 2 cups remain full. All is not lost. So following that up with the King of Wands. So going back to this Fool card and trying to find balance, some things might fail, and that is okay because you've learned what doesn't work. So with the King of Wands we have here, and it's funny that we finish up with your suit of wands. And quite the masculine, like, with the end of the suit, if you know what I mean. Like, the deck finishes with the kings. So the King of Wands comes up here. Right about the Knight of Wands over here, too. So the King of Wands. And see what I mean about that horse? And there's a toad over there and a fish. But he's quite vigilant riding up there. It's amazing what they've done with these colors. Just very basic colors, but the lines are so in depth and it tells so much. Fire of Fire Father, mounted on lightning steed rides. His volcanic spirit, his inspiration. The King of Wands marshals fiery forces of change, movement, validity, and victory. If personified, the king will appear as a forceful, ambitious, successful person. So, finishing up with that, see, like, not all is lost there. There are still 2 full cups. Okay, lovely. So I had mentioned about a little bit of a numerology thing about your life number, which is just your birthday. So the life lesson number is a 27-9. So that's kind of like your personal number vibration. I'm using this book, by the way. Fantastic if anybody's interested in numerology. So the wonderful thing about this is it does have a tarot card association, which for you is the Ace of Wands. So everything coming up aces. And I love it when the Ace of Wands comes up because it's such a some leaves fall to earth with the form of yods, but the sparks of inspiration and creation. The wand dispenses life to all areas for all purposes. It's pure invention waiting to be tapped by those who could use this spiritual power. So just as a 27-9,
It is a number of great spiritual strength. The deepenings of a deep and spiritual understanding endow you with insight and persistence. You have a fertile creative mind and a love of beauty and art. Energetic, inventive ideas bring unusually successful results after many attempts and changes. So that could be also like where this Five of Cups comes in. Lots of changes, lots of trying. So keep that up. Where are we here? Others seek you out because you have an original approach to the solution to their problems. Your creativity extends to the physical plane. You will produce an abundant family. Civilizations are built upon the stuff of which you are made. All business enterprises will succeed beyond expectation with you at the helm. Your mental strength and positive attitude endow you with the power to act independently. You impress other people so that they are willing to follow you and implement your ideas. Your influence over others, coupled with the ability to lead, brings you wealth and comfort. So this is according to this book and your birthday number, and you are the element of fire. The Aces of the Tarot deck preside over the elements of fire, earth, and water. The fiery element relating to the Ace of Wands indicates that you should follow your own intuition and not deviate from what you feel is right. You are inventive, creative, and inspired. You bring originality to everything you touch. Art and beauty, peace and justice are very much part of you. Woo! There's that Justice card that came up. So definitely, I hope that you get some insight to some 2020 advice for you. And I hope this reading resonates with you. And if you have any questions, just shoot me that email, and for sure we can keep going about this. So we had both the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands come right up in here and say hello. With that Eight of Pentacles, working towards your craft. Being in this life path number, I think working in that aspect, maybe looking for a little bit of education on what you can do for the next step. And if you have any questions about that, let me know. I have some weird information. I might be able to help you out with that. But meanwhile, I thank you so very much for letting me read for you. It is absolutely my honor and my pleasure to provide this creative service to you. And you know what? Your reading is amazing. You are amazing, and you've got this. So I really look forward to keeping up the chat with you and to see how things go. And I thank you very much for booking this. And I hope that it resonates with you. All right, until I see you again. Mwah. Bright blessings to you. Oh, what a good reading. Thank you.